life, wisdom. Psychetruth massage.
Thank you for joining us today. My name is Meera Hoffman, and we're going to be talking about some techniques that you can use for massaging the front of the neck. So grab a partner and favorite this video so you can tune back into it whenever you want to. The techniques that we're going to be discussing and using today are a combination of Swedish massage, deep tissue massage, as well as trigger point massage. And these techniques are great if you have headaches, or maybe if you sit at a desk or driving in a car a lot, any position where you're maybe working, bending over a desk, and you notice that your shoulders and neck and kind of face are all looking downwards. So this will help open up the front of the neck and help relieve those headaches and make you feel really good and nice and relaxed. So when I do table massage or any massage, it really works better for me to have my hair tied back because it's super long. So let me know in the comment section if you like how my hair is. Have it all braided up today, or if you prefer to have it down. Just let us know what you think. So I'm going to begin with Katrina. She's my model today, and I'm just going to gently just kind of warming up and saying hello to her neck and shoulders. I'm not using any oil or lotion yet. If you're doing this at home and maybe you don't have any lotion handy, you can also use a light oil. Some oils that you may have around the kitchen, or coconut oil or olive oil. They tend to be a little bit heavier with the olive oil, especially almond oil or sesame oil. Those are another good option as long as you don't have any nut allergies. So if you do use those, use just a itty bitty amount. You don't need very much. And if you end up getting too much, you can always just wipe it off with an extra towel. So I have a little bit of light lotion that I'm going to use. So I'm just going to use a tiny little amount. Kind of work it through my hands to heat it up. And I'm also going to move Katrina's hair out of the way. That way I don't pull any of her little wispies. That always hurts when you're a receiver, so you can let your partner know if they start grabbing your hair. So as far as Swedish techniques go, that's a really light and gentle massage stroke. And I like to use that just to kind of apply the oil to the neck, and also to start warming up the muscles. And so you can see here, I'm basically just starting at the base of her earlobe at the top of her neck and working down the front of the neck and then out into the clavicle and down the shoulder. So the front of the neck tends to be a pretty sensitive area. So start off with a nice light pressure, and then you can always work deeper if that feels good for your partner. You definitely don't want to be causing them any pain. So if something feels uncomfortable for you as a receiver, it's really important for you to let your massage therapist or your partner know that. So I've done this a few times, just gently stroking down the front of the neck. And then I'm going to turn Katrina's head to the side so I can work a little bit more in depth on the right side of her neck. So you can see I just gently rotated her head and lifted it. And now I'm cradling, so basically my hand is around her ear. I'm just supporting the back of her head. And I need just a smidge more lotion, so I'm going to grab that right now. And again, just working down from the earlobe, down the side and front of the neck. Nice long stroke. Using about a medium pressure here, so slowly increasing the pressure. Another thing that you can do is these little circles. So you can see there's a little bit of a muscle that sticks out here, and this is called your sternocleidomastoid, or SEM is how it's abbreviated. So you can take your thumb or your forefingers and just do some nice gentle circles over that muscle, just kind of encouraging it to release. And then additionally, besides the SEM, there are the scalenes. And so the scalenes come and attach from the transverse processes of the spine, and they tuck all the way down the side of the neck and dive underneath the clavicle and attach into the top parts of your ribs. So we're going to do some nice little circles on the scalenes, again using sort of a medium pressure here. Working all the way down to the clavicle. Can't really work underneath it that well, but you can just go as far as you can. And there's 3 different scalene muscles. So you can kind of see if you rotate back and forth, you can kind of feel them out. Maybe helpful to pull up a picture. Just do like a Google search of neck muscles and you can take a peek and see what those look like. So again, I'm just going to do a nice long stroke. And I'm just slowly starting to intensify the pressure here. And Katrina, how's this pressure feeling so far?
Wonderful.
Great. So that was a nice, just general warm-up using some Swedish techniques, which tend to be lighter. For deep tissue massage, you're using more firm pressure and you're working a little bit to engage the fascia and help stretch it and move it. Oftentimes when we have chronic tension in areas, including our neck, the fascia starts to increase the production. It starts to bind more to help support the muscles, but that can be an unfunctional binding. So in order to relieve that area, you have to work a little bit deeper, and you actually want to try and break up the fascia. So that feeling or sensation can kind of be on the verge of being uncomfortable. I prefer not to take it past the point of comfort. So if they start to feel like, oh, that's tender or that's sensitive, encourage your client to take some deep breaths. So one of the first techniques that I like to use for deep tissue is I just make a loose fist with my hand, and we're gonna iron down those muscles. So really just starting at the top of the neck, just like we were doing with the Swedish techniques. And then I'm using my hand to really engage the muscles, and I'm going really, really slow. You can probably see that. So I'm feeling a little tension right there, a little knot, maybe a trigger point. And Katrina, how are you doing?
Doing good.
Okay. So I'm just gonna keep on going nice and slow. So the thing when you use deeper pressure is that can help your client receive it better is to move really, really slow. So oftentimes it's fast, deep work that's painful, but you can do slow, deep work. And it's really the speed of that stroke that makes a big difference to how the client perceives it. So you can see I'm still not even done. We've been talking a lot and I still have not reached the base of her neck yet. And I encourage you, if you want to try it even slower, you can do that as well. And this is really just client preference. So maybe your partner prefers a little bit quicker. Maybe they want it even slower, maybe they want more pressure or less pressure. Just check in with them. So on that first stroke, I was really trying to target that SCM muscle and some of the scalenes. I'm gonna do a second pass where the focus is more on the scalenes. So it's right about here that I'm starting to pick up those scalene muscles. You can see that's already a couple inches away from the base of her ear. And again, I'm just slowly melting in, working pretty deep. But again, this feels really wonderful. And I've found with a lot of my clients that have issues like headaches or migraines, in addition to drinking a lot of water, which can help relieve those symptoms, getting a massage is a huge benefit to them. And when you're doing that, you want to focus not only on the back of the neck, but the front of the neck as well. So just about to finish up that stroke there. Okay, so we're gonna repeat and do the same thing on the other side. And turning Katrina's head to the opposite side again. If you were able to see underneath, I just have my hand cupped like this, just kind of supporting it. And you can rotate it back and play around with it and just feel, you want to feel comfortable. Your client wants to be able to completely relax their head. So again, we're going to do a few strokes down the side of the neck and the front of the neck, targeting those muscles we already talked about, the scalenes and the sternocleidomastoid. Some people's necks are really sensitive, so just be gentle. I'm going to do a few of those little circles. Again, the slower that you apply your strokes, the more relaxing it's going to feel to your client. If you do them more quickly, that's going to be more stimulating, so that might be a better approach if they have like a meeting or something that they need to go into, or they're about to hang out with the kids and they don't want to be super tired. So a couple more passes with the circles, and just really observing the texture of the muscles, seeing what you feel in there. Some areas may feel tense or knotty, kind of gritty. You can feel the areas of tension and kind of backing up, and you're welcome to work up the neck too. I generally apply downward strokes just because I'm trying to get the blood to return back to the heart, but either direction is fine. And coming all the way back up to the base of the skull. And then we're going to apply that deep tissue stroke. So again, loose fist here, slowly starting to sink in. And again, I'm moving really nice and slow. Cannot emphasize that enough. And while you're here, you can encourage your partner to take a few slow, deep breaths. This will just enhance their experience. Encourage them to relax more. And it's always good as a giver to keep in mind your own relaxation. So if this feels uncomfortable, how you're sitting, maybe look for ways that you can adjust that so you can relax a little bit more. Maybe you're at the house and you don't have a nice fancy massage table. You're maybe just in the bed or laying on the ground. So just working to make sure you're in a comfortable position too. So that was one pass, and then I'm going to do a second pass, just targeting those scalenes a little bit more. You can see we're starting a little bit lower, a couple inches away from the earlobe, or sort of the base of the spine, or the skull, excuse me. Really starting to pick up on those scalenes. I can feel quite a bit of tension here. And I'm using firm pressure. I definitely could do more, but that might be too intense. If you're working with someone that has a lot of muscle or is very, very tight, they might not be able to even feel what you're doing. So everything is adjustable and very subjective. And then we're doing just a nice return stroke, focusing more on the back of the neck. Coming all the way up to the base of the occiput, the backmost bone. And then we can just end with just some nice gentle strokes. And I'm going to return Katrina's head back to neutral. And that's it. Some simple techniques to kind of work on the front of the neck. Can end with some little scalp massage if you want. Thank you for watching. If you want to find out more about me and my practice, you can look me up at meerahoffman.com. And don't forget to favorite this video so you can come back to it and watch it again with your partner. Leave us a comment and let us know what you thought. Did you like it? Is there something that you want to see? And subscribe to the Psychetruth YouTube channel, where you can find thousands of videos on health and wellness and nutrition, all great resources for you to take advantage of. Thank you.